Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here, and it is time for part 2 of the Monday Q&A. Well, let me give you guys a bicep shot first, because you guys seem to complain if I don't do one in every one of these videos. Alright, first question. Can I do front squat on Ice Cream Fitness 5x5 and back squat? Need to develop my quads more. Well, you don't have a weak link if you're using a novice program. Your whole body is a weak link. And 2, front squats will not develop your quads more than a conventional narrower stance back squat unless you have a very, very strong back and core. Because most people who haven't developed a huge amount of thoracic erector strength and core strength usually cannot push their legs to the limits on a front squat because they tend to lean forward too far. And when they miss a squat, it is because their back is rounding. And so what you're going to find is that the back squat for a novice lifter, someone who doesn't have a few years of heavy training under their belt and hasn't built the proper support muscles, isn't that great of a quad builder like it's been touted as being. Now, if you have the back development to be able to go really heavy in it for a high workload, then yeah, it can. But for a novice, there's no way you're going to get better quad development out of that than if you're executing a back squat correctly. All right, next question. Lower back pain while squatting heavy. Possible causes and solutions. Unless there is a technique issue to where you're having forward lean and it's turning into a good morning, in which case you need to work on your core, you need to work on your tightness, keeping your chest up, and all of these things, then it is most likely going to be tight hamstrings that are causing this. And the best solution there is to do tons of hamstring stretching, particularly hurdler stretches, and do more mobility work in general. And I usually recommend DeFranco's Agile 8. There's no need for me to create a mobility routine because there's a fantastic one available. You can Google it, and I think he's got a YouTube video up on it. So DeFranco's Agile 8 and hurdler stretches. And if you get those hamstrings looser, you're going to find that doing deep squats doesn't hurt your lower back as much afterwards. And if you don't sort that out, you could actually injure yourself because your hamstrings are pulling you out of proper alignment at the bottom. All right, next question. In what situation would touch and go deadlifts be used, and in what situation should resetting deadlifts be used? I don't believe in doing touch and go deadlifts ever. I think they really serve no benefit over just adding workload over what you could do by full resetting, and they only add potential risk of injury due to form degradation. You're always going to build more power and strength out of the bottom and more technique if you reset on every rep, which is going to make you stronger on your deadlifts. And if you just want to get more workload and metabolic fatigue and you're wanting to do any sort of high reps on the deadlift, I would just go to Romanian deadlifts. I wouldn't use a conventional deadlift for that purpose. It needs to be used as a power movement always. And I don't think it's safe to do it any other way, so I don't think it is safe to ever do a touch and go deadlift. You should always reset, let the weight come to a stop at the bottom, re-grip, readjust yourself, get your hips set back in position, whatever you have to do to make the rep perfect on every single rep, just like the first rep. And I don't think you should deviate from that. And that's just my opinion on it. And I know a lot of people disagree, but I don't see any benefit to the touch and go other than potential injuries. And most people wouldn't consider injuries to be benefits. All right, that is the end of part 2. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.